Good morning and welcome to today's Joint Energy and Research and Technology Subcommittee hearing examining cyber threats to American energy systems. Today we will hear from an expert panel on the growing threat of cyber attacks to the nation's electric grid. Our witnesses today will also provide insight into how industry and the federal government are working together, or maybe in some instances not working together, to anticipate cyber threats and improve the reliability and resiliency of our electric grid against those cyber attacks. The reliability of America's power grid is one of our greatest economic strengths. I like to say the things that make America great are the things that America makes. Now, how do we do that? With an affordable, reliable, dependable electric supply. In my home state of Texas, reliable and affordable power serves a population that is increasing at the rate of more than 1,000 people a day, and it provides power to the energy-intensive industries that drive consumption. Texas is by far the nation's largest consumer of electricity. Keeping the Texas power grid reliable and secure is key to continuing this economic growth. But as we established in a hearing on broad threats to the power supply earlier this year, utilities face significant threats to that same reliable delivery of power. Our electric grid is particularly vulnerable to growing cybersecurity threats as the grid is modernized, as distributed energy, electric vehicles, and modernized digital operating systems create more access points for cyber attacks. And while the nation's industrial control systems for the grid are analog systems designed to last for decades, digital IT systems must constantly adapt to combat evolving cyber threats. Small-scale cyber and physical attacks to our electric grid are estimated to occur once every 4 days. And in over 300 cases of significant cyber and physical attacks since 2011, suspects have never been identified. Now, let me repeat that. In over 300 cases of significant cyber and physical attacks since 2011, no suspects have been identified. We often think of cybersecurity and other threats to the power grid at a macro scale, but these types of attacks can occur even at a local level. In 2011, the Pedernales Electric Co-op, a nonprofit co-op that serves approximately 200,000 customers north of San Antonio, was struck by a cyber attack. While the attack thankfully did not disrupt power to consumers, it is a stark reminder that threats to the grid are real, and they are not going to go away anytime soon. Our nation's power supply cannot be protected overnight, particularly as utilities study to adapt technology to manage a growing number of cybersecurity threats. Cyber threats to the power grid will continue to evolve, particularly as more interconnected smart technologies are incorporated into the electric grid. We call those smart meters back in Texas. And as protective technology improves, so does the capability and creativity of those who are conducting those cyber attacks, unfortunately. While we cannot predict every method of attack, the federal government can and should play a role in assisting industry with developing new technology and security safeguards. Accordingly, research and development efforts at the Department of Energy are focused on providing industry with comprehensive tools to conduct internal analysis to identify and address cybersecurity weaknesses so that the industry can take the lead in addressing those same vulnerabilities. That's why testing facilities and cooperative research like the Cybersecurity Test Bed at Idaho National Lab are valuable tools to combat cyber threats. At INL, industry can test control systems technology in real-world conditions, reducing response time and risk for future attacks. I'd like to say in advance I want to thank the witnesses for testifying before the committee today. I look forward to a discussion about cyber threats to our critical infrastructure and how the federal government can provide industry with the tools and technology necessary to fight the next generation of cyber attacks. I now recognize Ms. Bonamici.